I'm sure you know this car already. It's the Volvo XC40 that has become one of the world's most popular compact luxury SUVs. And now, after some electrifying sales since its 2018 debut, there's now this new Recharge Plug-In Hybrid variant. In this review, we'll find out exactly how far we can go on electric power alone, check out the overall fuel efficiency, and tell you whether it's worth buying this plug-in hybrid over a regular petrol version of the XC40. Recharge is Volvo's new umbrella name for its, yes, rechargeable models. Get used to them because future Volvo showrooms will be filled exclusively by vehicles featuring some form of electrification. The XC40 Recharge Plug-in Hybrid is the first electrified version of Volvo's compact luxury SUV, with a fully electric variant called the Recharge Pure Electric due sometime around mid-2021. The good news is that the Recharge Hybrid is the most affordable plug-in Volvo by a huge margin. The bad news is that its $64,990 starting price makes the Recharge Hybrid $8,000 more expensive than the T5R design, the previous range-topping XC40 on which it is based. The Recharge plug-in hybrid pretty much looks like a T5R design from the outside, with just a couple of differences. You've still got the fuel filler cap at the back for petrol, but up front, the flap here, that gives you access to the recharge socket. A change we can't actually show you right now because this is more of an evaluation vehicle, but on the rear pillar here, instead of R design, it will say Recharge. Actually, there is one other badge difference, this one that says twin engine. Though I'm not sure you'll get that on the cars that you'll buy because that's Volvo's old name for plug-in hybrids, where it's now Recharge. Regardless of name, you still get the same 460 litres of luggage capacity as with other XC40s, thanks to the battery pack being positioned nice and low along the spine of the car. This is a little bit different. This is your fashionable power cord pouch. Take that out for the moment. Though one thing I've noticed that is different, disappointingly, you do miss out on the clever folding floor that you get in other XC40s, which could act as a divider and also feature these integrated shopping bag hooks. You still get the same amount of rear seat space. That is surprisingly generous for a compact SUV. If there is one difference, the transmission hump does seem a bit chunkier than in other XC40s. I think the battery pack has just pushed it up a little bit more. So the middle seat not quite as comfortable as others, much more of a four-seater, I think. And up front, it's just like you're sitting in a regular version of a T5R design. Same sporty cues such as the 3-spoke steering wheel, the Napa leather textile seats which are lovely and comfortable, same Scando cool features such as the vertical vents and metallic trim inserts, and same ingenious storage. You've got this shopping bag hook that folds out of the glove box like that. You've got super long door pockets, possibly the longest in the car industry, and you've got wireless charger down here. Oh, that's right, there's a hidden tray under the driver's seat. One thing it does seem to be missing though, and that's the removable console bin, and I'm not sure what that is. I think again maybe it's because of the battery pack has pushed it up, so they've had to get rid of it. So instead you kind of get this extended tray on the console. Deal breaker? Not really. Volvo's larger plug-in models are all-wheel drive and combine a 2-litre 4-cylinder supercharged and turbocharged petrol engine with an 8-speed automatic and 2 electric motors. The plug-in XC40, however, is front-wheel drive and uses a 1.5-litre 3-cylinder turbo petrol engine with a 7-speed dual-clutch auto and a single electric motor. Volvo says the Recharge plug-in has an electric driving range of 46 kilometres. Now, if you switch the car on like this, now, it actually indicates we've got 40. That's because it starts the car in hybrid mode, which is where it automatically switches between petrol and electric power. What you need to do is press the drive mode button there and go from hybrid to pure mode, which tells the computer to lock in electric mode. And there we go. Well, 45 kilometres, 1 kilometre off. We'll let Volvo get away with that one. Let's see how this thing drives. Acceleration is just as you expect. It's classic EV driving. Super smooth and of course super quiet. And unlike conventional non-plug-in hybrids, say such as the Toyota RAV4, you can go at a much higher speed without fear of the petrol engine kicking in. The acceleration is not particularly strong. We do have an electric motor that's just 60 kilowatts and it is trying to shift nearly 1.8 tons of Swedish metal. Now there is something different about the digital driver display compared with other XC40s. Instead of a rev counter, we get a hybrid gauge, and this tells us when we are in electric mode or the petrol engine mode or even recharging in the car. We're definitely in electric mode at the moment because I can see the needle is in the little segment that's got the lightning bolt. Something else that's different on the display, on the gear selection area, there's a letter B. Now we select that by pulling down on the gear lever from D to B. Now that brings in slightly stronger regenerative braking. Now that's the effect of the car slowing, and that helps to send some energy to the battery pack to replenish it on the move. And there's a minus and plus button next to the B, which suggests that you can actually adjust the amount of retardation, but flicking the pedals here as you would in a lot of other electric vehicles, and it's not actually making any difference, which is slightly strange. In fact, it actually brings in the petrol engine, which is a bit annoying. So how are we going for fuel consumption? Well, we can have a look at our driver performance. 0.0 litres per 100 kilometres, as you'd expect because we've been using electric power, but it's surprising how satisfying that feeling is when you look at fuel consumption readouts like that. And how about our electric range? Well, we've travelled about 15 kilometres so far, but the readout is suggesting that we have used about 20 kilometres. So that suggests that we may not quite get that full 45, 46 kilometres of electric only driving. Further driving of the XC40 Hybrid suggests 40 kilometres rather than 46 kilometres is the more realistic electric driving distance. But you don't have to use it all in one go. A clever hold function allows the driver to pause the exclusive use of the electric motor, preserving battery power for when it is more useful. So you can use the electric motor only for the start of a journey in built-up areas, save battery power for the higher speeds of freeways and country roads, then go back into pure electric mode when you're at your next urban destination. Or alternatively, pick performance mode to combine both motors for maximum acceleration. The beauty of a hybrid is that there's no fear of being stranded with no power. When the battery charge gets low, the petrol engine automatically takes primary responsibility for driving the front wheels. When the EV range does run out, you don't lose the electric motor completely. And when it's there assisting the petrol engine, proper hybrid mode as it were, the acceleration is actually quite a bit perkier than it is when you're just on the electric power. Volvo says the Recharge can accelerate from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 7.3 seconds, and that makes it the second fastest model in the range behind the T5R design. The engine can sound a little uncouth sometimes when it coughs into life when it's transferring from the electric motor, but mostly when you're up to speed, the interaction between electric and petrol engines is quite seamless. And when you can hear that three-cylinder engine, it's quite entertaining actually. I think I actually prefer using the regen braking, lifting off the throttle for slowing the car, because the brake pedal feel is not great, it has to be said. The Recharge's brake pedal is stiffer than in a regular XC40. It's not as progressive. So say if we're just coming to this junction here, slowing the car, oh yeah, it's all a bit wooden, and then quite sudden right at the end. That's not quite ideal. The pedal feel is better when only light braking is required, and in every other respect, the Recharge Hybrid drives in a similar manner to other XC40s. There's the same light and accurate steering that makes the Volvo easy to manoeuvre around town and to place on the road. And there's the same firm yet mostly comfortable ride as you get on the T5R design that shares the hybrid's 20-inch wheels and sportier suspension tune. No-cost option 19-inch wheels may possibly get closer to matching the super plush ride of the XC40 T4 variants. The longest component of our test drive produced indicated average fuel consumption of 5 litres per 100 kilometres. That's more than double the vehicle's claimed consumption, though it's also half the figure we have typically achieved with petrol XC40s. Regular recharging will be key to keeping consumption low, or even potentially non-existent. We found it took between 4.5 to 5 hours to fully recharge the plug-in XC40 using just a standard 10 amp household socket. For proper zero emissions motoring though, you'll just need to ensure your electricity is coming from a renewable energy source. Buying the Recharge Plug-in Hybrid is more of a philosophical choice than a pragmatic one. Even if you do manage to use this car primarily on electric power and recharge regularly, well, it's still going to take you a very long time to recoup that huge premium over a regular T5R design. Ideally, Volvo would have added some extra features such as the Harman Kardon audio or the panoramic sunroof, just to help sweeten the deal a little bit. There's still a lot to like about this plug-in XC40 though, and if Volvo is hedging its bets on an exclusively electrified future, well, you have to presume that there'll be a more affordable trim grade version of this car, and that has to be a good thing. We hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, why not hit the thumbs up button, and if you want to see more car advice videos, hit the subscribe button.